Do you notice how it actually bothers people when you show up to work, do exactly what you're paid to do, and then clock out like a ghost? Like, God forbid you overshare your business or pretend to love being there. It's almost like peace is threatening now. Like you're suspicious just for minding your own business these days. This is for the people who are tired of being told they're too quiet at work. For the ones who just want to show up, pay the bills, and not have their personality audited by every loud extrovert in the office. Let me guess. You're the one who shows up on time, does your job with care, maybe keeps a hoodie at your desk, brings your lunch, and you genuinely just want to be left alone in peace. You're not rude, you're not lazy, you just don't see the point in being fake happy to people who wouldn't even remember your birthday if it wasn't listed on the work calendar. Am I right? And yet, we're the problem. You do what you're supposed to do, but because you're not playing the social game, suddenly you're antisocial or distant. Or they hit you with the classic, not a team player. I'll never forget this one job I had, where literally doing your job well wasn't enough. I'd come in, knock out my task, make sure everything was organized, updated, emailed, filed. But because I wasn't loud enough in the break room or gossiping by the copy machine, I got labeled as being a cold coworker. Nah, baby, I'm just tired. Tired from life, from responsibilities, from being in survival mode Monday through Friday just to afford groceries, gas, and maybe a moment of peace on the weekend. But somehow being quiet or being focused makes you stand out, and not in a good way. You ever been called into a check-in meeting just to be told you should smile more? As if your paycheck includes emotional labor. Or worse, when coworkers start joking like, "Hey, you're always so quiet. Are you mad about something? Is everything okay?" Like peace is a freaking personality flaw. No, I'm not mad. I'm just not performing for you. I clock in, I work, I clock out. That's the job. Here's the thing. A lot of us, especially millennials and Gen Zers, is that how you say it? And well, the Gen Z generation, we're just over the fake culture of the workplace, you know? We don't need pizza parties or forced team bonding. We want livable wages, mental health support, real boundaries. We're not lazy. We're exhausted. We grew up watching our parents stay loyal to jobs that replaced them within 2 weeks. We learned early that no matter how much you care, a job will never care back the same way. So no, I'm not trying to be work besties. I'm trying to protect my peace. The truth is, they hate it because you're free. You're not chasing their approval. You're not caught up in their drama. You're not participating in their workplace Olympics of who looks the busiest. You set your boundaries. You don't trauma dump in meetings. You don't volunteer for extra work that doesn't pay extra money. And that bothers people. Because when you stop performing, you become a mirror. You reflect every little thing they're pretending to be okay with. And that silence, baby, that silence is loud. But here's what I've learned. You're allowed to show up and not give every part of yourself away. Your peace, that's your superpower. And yes, it may make some people uncomfortable. Let them be. You weren't hired to be the office therapist, and you weren't hired to be the team's comic relief. You were hired to do your job, and guess what? You do that shit well. So if you're tired of being misunderstood, labeled, or pressured to be more social, this is your reminder that being quiet, focused, and unproblematic is not a crime. It's clarity, it's self-respect, and it's the greatest love for yourself. Because when you stop overextending yourself for people who wouldn't do the same, you start healing a part of yourself you didn't even know was bleeding. You realize you were never the problem. You were just working in an environment that mistook silence for weakness. boundaries for attitude, and focus for arrogance. But let me tell you this. Why do you owe your personality to that job that could deactivate your login tomorrow? Some folks at work won't like you because you don't trauma bond during lunch breaks. You're not fake laughing at jokes that aren't funny. You're not feeding into passive aggressive politics, and that makes people uncomfortable. But I had to learn this the hard way. You don't need to perform to prove your value. You don't need to explain your peace to people who benefit from your chaos. They just don't know how to handle someone who knows themselves. And when you do speak up, it's intentional, it's necessary, and it usually holds more weight than all the background noise combined. You're not there to win hearts. You're there to maintain your wholeness while trading your time for income. Because let's be real, some of y'all are managing entire households, raising kids, taking care of your parents, trying to stay creative, gaming when you can, cooking when you remember to thaw something out, and still showing up to work like a damn soldier. You're holding it all together and they're mad you're not more social? Let them be mad. You deserve to clock in and out without sacrificing your identity, your sanity, or your joy. And if you're watching this thinking, dang, that's me, then I hope you take this moment as a reminder. It's okay to go home and not text back. It's okay to decline the after hours hangout. It's okay to be the quiet one. Because the loudest peace you'll ever experience is the kind you don't even have to explain. The kind where your phone's on Do Not Disturb, not because you're mad, but because you're finally listening to yourself. The kind of peace where silence feels like a soft reset and your presence doesn't need to be announced. It's just felt. It's when you stop chasing validation and start honoring your own capacity. It's when rest stops feeling like guilt and starts feeling like growth. When your no is enough without explanation, without guilt. And when you realize being at peace doesn't mean you're falling behind. It means you finally caught up with yourself. You gotta just make showing up for yourself just as important as showing up for the job, if not even more important, because you are. If you've ever felt like you don't fit the office mold, like maybe you're doing life your way and that makes others uneasy, just know you ain't alone and you ain't wrong. And you, my friend, my love, you're definitely not the problem. If you're still here, thank you for spending your energy with me today. Protect your peace, loudly, quietly, or however the hell you need to. I'm sending you the greatest love always. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.